Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. If you've been with us for a while, then welcome back. Today we're starting this one out with a quick road trip up north to Indianapolis to help out a buddy with a few projects on his house. We're going to meet up with a fellow YouTuber while we're up there and drop off the bucket for the 755, and we'll explain how that project's going to work. Then we're going to take Dirt Perfect's 3 or 4 out and get all the black oak logs cut up and figure out how much board footage and square footage for flooring we're going to get out of that tree. Dirt Perfect's going to show us a little bit of this transmission out of his Mack truck. We're going to run a few parts pickups for Dirt Perfect, and then we'll finish it all off. Got in the woods, and my youngest got to spend a little time with me in the excavator doing some quick, easy work.
Hey everybody, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. We are doing a 4-day in the life video. If you don't know what that means, or you're new to the channel, I'm a career fireman, and no, Captain Kleeman is not my rank. That's just a YouTube name for the YouTube Yacht Project. I am a private. The back steps on an engine company is what I used to say, but as some of you know, I got transferred to a new engine company, and I can officially tell you I'm now a lieutenant. I did get promoted, and I am very excited about that step in the career. I'll talk about that more later on in the video, but that means a 4-day in the life. Every so often on my schedule, I have 4 days off in a row, which is when I get most of my work done. You can see behind me Dirt Perfect's shop. I am not working for Dirt Perfect today. I actually just came to pick something up from Dirt Perfect, which I'm going to show you real quick, but we're actually headed up today to Indianapolis, Indiana to help out a buddy on his house. We're also going to meet up with Neil Koch from Big Drive DIY, which I know I'm saying your name wrong, Neil, but we'll get her straightened out today to drop off the bucket so he can get the quick attach plate attached. That was tough to say. We got all the tools loaded up this morning. And the most important bag, the camera bag. We also got all the fluids topped off on this truck because this truck has 288,000 miles, so you got to top off the fluids. And tires, so we can drive 3 hours to Indy. But here's what I want to show you. One of the tools we didn't get loaded up. Check this out. Look at that. This was sent to us by a subscriber named Pennsylvania Mike. I'm learning there are some awesome people in Pennsylvania. Jason Workslot's from Pennsylvania. Nuts 319 is from Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania Mike, I'm assuming, is from Pennsylvania. Full Tilt Grading is from Pennsylvania. You guys got it going on up there. But check this out. He sent us in a cordless Sawzall, and I'm super excited. It's going to come in really handy today, actually, going up to work on my buddy's house. He also sent some batteries. He sent some blades as well. He sent the whole thing. Mike, I can't thank you enough for this. I really can't. This is going to come in handy. We'll set it right there with a quick attach plate. Let's get going.
Lake you see here on your left, that's about 40 minutes from us. This is Patoka Lake. It was a joint project between the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the Indiana Department of Natural Resources. It is an 8,800 acre lake, so it is a pretty good size. There are lots of boat ramps. There's a marina with boat rentals, cabin rentals, of course campgrounds, lots of recreation activities. It is a gorgeous area, especially in the fall when the leaves are changing. And another cool thing about this lake are there are lots of eagle's nests that have been placed by the DNR around this lake, so you always have a really good chance of spotting a bald eagle. This is French Lick Resort and French Lick Casino, and one fun random fact about that casino: Indiana used to not allow land-based casinos, so when that was originally built, they built it on a barge, and they built a lake there and set that barge on a lake to make sure they could get away with that law. Whenever that changed, they ended up just pumping a bunch of material underneath, and it became Indiana's first land-based casino. What you're looking at here is West Baden Springs and Resort. This place is gorgeous. Chelsea and I have actually stayed here along with French Lick Resort. It is a very, very beautiful area, a lot of history. West Baden is known for its 200-foot free span arch. It was built in 1901. Again, a lot of history there. So full disclosure, I did not put a lot of effort into making videos while I was up there in Indy. And the main reason was I didn't really go up there to make videos. It was a big part of the 4-day, so I thought I'd make a few little time-lapse clips out of it. But here's the projects we're gonna knock out real quick. You can see his neighbor has a fence, but he does not have anything closing that in, so we're just gonna put a gate up, and then we're gonna do a little bit of penny tile on the inside, which I've never done penny tile, but I was confident we could figure it out. But a little backstory here. Eric and I went through the fire academy together, and then we ended up working on neighboring companies on the same shift. So I was on Engine 6 and he was on Quint 16. And we became pretty good friends through the fire service. He ended up moving to a different department up in Noblesville, Indiana, and has had a lot of good things going for him. They just got this house. He asked if I could come up and help on a few projects, and I was pretty excited to do so. Here we are trying to lay this penny tile. We ended up labeling every tile. We cut everything first. Ended up drawing a map. We were pretty nervous about it, but it turned out okay. Anyway, we just kind of celebrated my recent promotion to lieutenant. He's got a lot of really good things that I don't know if I can talk about or not. A lot of good things going on his end as well. And we worked on this house till about 7:30 or 8 that night, and then just sat on his porch, drank some cold drinks, and just shared stories like firemen do for 3 or 4 hours. It was a really, really awesome trip, and I had a really awesome time. Now, I will talk about the promotion just real quick. I don't talk about the fire life much on this channel because that's not what this channel is about. But I did get promoted. I was a private, and I backstepped on Engine 6, and I had to move to Engine 4. The reason I had to go to Engine 4, Engine 6 already had a lieutenant. So I went over to Engine 4, and so far it's been a great experience. In fact, we've already got a couple fires under our belt as a crew, and it's always nice to get those first few fires out of the way to see how everybody's going to work together. But that's enough of that stuff. The next thing we're going to do, Neil Koch from Dig Drive DIY, and I'll put an info card up to his channel. He drove down about, I think it's about 3 hours. Neil, correct me if I'm wrong, about 3 hours. He is going to help me out on my John Deere 755 bucket. An awesome subscriber sent a quick attach plate in, and to be honest, I just haven't had the time to mess with it. He has the exact same setup, his 755, so he offered to take that up to his shop. He's going to make a video on his channel of how he does that modification, and then he's going to come down to Derby with it, and we're going to hang out for a day on the property. Obviously try out the new quick attach, and then just kind of do some work around the homestead. So be sure to be on the lookout for that, and you may want to hop over to Neil's channel and check that out as well.
All right. Have a good work day.
Thank you. So Neil is now in full possession of the loader bucket for the 755. He's going to get those quick attach brackets on there like we talked about, which I'm super excited about. I'm going to get back to work on Eric's house. One out of 3 times it works.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're not professionals. So that's about all I can get done. I've got to get on the road and get back home to the girls. It's about 2 o'clock. Eric's going to finish putting those slats up, and we're going to get on to the next video segment.
So the next step is to take Dirt Perfect's 304, which we still have up from clearing the pond and the YouTube Yacht Road access, and get this black oak cut up, figure out how many board feet and square feet we're going to get out of it, and get these logs shoveled up the hill to a point where I can pick them up with the loader. So in just a minute, we'll talk about how we figured out the dimensions for flooring out of this log. So let's talk a little bit about how we figured how many board feet are in this log and how many square feet of flooring we can potentially get out of this. If you don't remember, Nuts 319, Pete came down from Pennsylvania and cut this tree down for us, which is an awesome video. If you haven't seen it, I'll throw up an info card so you can check it out. But this is a black oak tree, and it needed to come down because the base of it was really rotten, but the top of it actually still had quite a bit of good timber in it, and we're hoping to harvest this as much as we can for hardwood flooring in the YouTube yacht project. Basically what I did is I called up the mill. It's called Carson's Lumber Mill. It's in Dearborn County, Indiana. They offer hardwood services where you can bring your timber in, they will cut it and mill it, they will kindle dry it, and it's a 3-month process from start to finish is what they told me, so that's pretty cool. I did tell them that I have a YouTube channel and I'd be interested in making a video when I drop the timber off, and they said they were absolutely all about that, so hopefully we'll get a little bit of a video and how-to of how that process works. It obviously won't be all of our timber, it'll be hopefully just kind of a tour of the mill and the other services they offer, but that should be a cool video coming up in the future. Anyway, I just asked them the best way to figure this out. So they told me to use the Doyle scale. Here's a picture of the Doyle scale. It's pretty simple to use. You just measure the diameter of the tree on the smallest end and then measure the length of it, and that's the estimated board footage out of that. And to get the square footage, you divide the board footage by the dimension or the thickness of the flooring. And he said they do about 5/4 on their cut for their flooring. So I divided the board footage by 5/4. And then he said they are about 30 to 40% waste whenever they do hardwood flooring. So then you take that and you convert that waste out of it, you take the waste out of it, and then that's the number you end up with. So this is the estimated amount of square footage of black oak milled hardwood flooring we should get out of this tree. And this should be enough for the master bedroom, and I'm using that in air quotes, which will be the wheelhouse of this project, and we think that'll be pretty awesome. We're pretty excited about it. I'm glad to get it to this stage. The whole goal is just to get these cut to length, figure out how much we're going to have, get them shuttled up the hill, because that is a pretty steep hill. It's kind of hard to tell in the video. Get them shuttled up the hill in a spot where I can come in with the loader and then throw them on one of Mike's trucks. Hopefully, we got to ask him first, but hopefully throw them on one of Mike's trucks and haul them up to the mill. That's the plan anyway.
So that is what we ended up with. We got them all shuttled to the top of the hill, and this way I can come right in with either the skid steer or Mike's wheel loader, wiggle my way in here, grab them off there, and get them to whatever I'm going to haul them in. Hopefully I can work something out with Mike and use the C8500. They'll all fit in the back of it. I think I may need to measure that, but I'm pretty sure they'll fit in the back of it. Anywho, I don't know exactly how much board footage or square footage is here, but hopefully VoiceOver Mike got you covered on that. I do have it all on my phone, but I haven't done the math yet. There's the log sitting there. So real quick, this is a piece we took out of a section that was already on the ground, and we pulled this out of the center. So I wanted to get a little bit of an idea of what this is going to look like when it's finished. We actually took this over to our neighbor's house who has a wood shop and a planer, and he ran this through his planer for us. So we're going to throw a little water on it. Now, those logs I don't anticipate being as wormy as this is, but it's the exact same wood because it came from the exact same tree. So let's get some water on it and see what it looks like.
So the next thing on the list is to go pick up some parts for Dirt Perfect. This is the clutch out of the Mac. Mike and man behind the scenes got this pulled out. It started slipping on him a few days ago. He also wants to open up the transmission and show me something. Third gear's been kind of popping out. Not a lot, but every now and then if you hit a bump and you don't have a lot of pressure on the transmission, third gear will kind of pop out just a little bit. And he wanted to explain why that was happening to me, and that way I could kind of see what parts I needed to get. But that's one of the cool things about working for Mike. He will take the time to explain this stuff to you. And a little bit of time investment on his end to show how this stuff works mechanically is a pretty big financial investment in the long run, because if we can understand how this stuff works, we're less likely to tear it up.
You're talking about the angle on it?
Yep, right there.
Yeah, and you can see it's kind of beveled off a little bit too, rounded off a little bit.
That's what it is.
So it just doesn't have as much to bite onto.
Right.
It should be like this. I mean, they're supposed to have a little angle on them.
Yeah, yeah, but see, it's this corner's rounded off. See, that should be. That's technically third gear. That's the input shaft gear. I think I need to get that too.
The input shaft gear as well.
Yeah.
So we got the transmission stuff. This part is done, and that guy's looking at me like I'm crazy, but he's not wrong. We're getting ready to pull out on the highway. But before we do that, I just want to say, this place is awesome. Absolutely awesome. I walked in, I know nothing about transmissions, you guys understand that. I gave him the model number of the transmission. I told him what Mike told me. He had me get on the phone with Mike because I guess there's some changes in that transmission over the years. They got everything squared away. He wrote all the parts numbers down on a piece of paper off of pure memory, didn't even look at a computer, and then gave Mike this, which he asked for. It's not like when you go to O'Reilly's and they start asking you if your car is 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive when all you're getting is windshield wiper blades. These guys actually know what they're doing. And every time, what I love the most when I go someplace, every time somebody walks by, they asked if I'd been helped or if we needed any help, even when they had transmissions and drive lines and everything in their hands. Even though they were busy, they always made sure we were getting taken care of, and that's awesome. So, next stop. Got our top secret Volvo parts. And we'll just set that right there. You guys want to drive through the yard over there real quick? I want to drive through the yard over there real quick, and you guys are kind of along for the ride. Here they got a spank new 140 like Mike has. It doesn't have the blade on it, but check out this boom off this Hitachi. Look at this thing. Look at the size of those cylinders.
So I had just a little bit of time left in the day. Dirt Perfect wanted to swap out the shift tower on the Max since he had the transmission out, and the shift tower was getting pretty worn out as well. And this has kind of been my skill level as a mechanic, right, or as a parts changer, I guess would be a better title. Just a couple keepers, just one pin to get popped out of there, and it slides right onto the new shift tower. Now after this, we're going to head back up to the property. Dirt Perfect's Cat 304 mini excavator for the pond job. The burn pile burnt down pretty well. There's just a couple smaller pieces that I wanted to get thrown in. But the cool thing about it is my youngest wanted to check out the excavator, and this is the perfect type of work to let her do that. So I let her ride along with me. I'm not going to do a lot of voiceover. You guys can just listen to her talk because it's kind of funny whenever kids get to sit excavators for the first time. But it really was the perfect job. Nice, easy, light, slow work. And I hope you guys enjoy that clip, and then we'll get to the end of the video.
Back here. I wish the rest of the day was it.
There's a what?
There's a broom.
A broom?
Yeah, stuck in here, right there.
There is a broom in here.
look at that. You taught me something today. You'd think I'd have known that, but I did not know there's a broom in here. All right, you holding on tight?
It's stuck.
It's stuck in there. Must not get used very often. Any smoke or heat anywhere? Yeah, there's some right down there. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to start throwing some of this stuff on there. Real slow like. And like a shark tooth. Yeah. Kind of does.
Like a shark tooth. Yeah, because it looks like one. Some tree looks like a shark tooth. This is making the buds really flat.
Yeah.
And good, too.
You think so?
Oh my gosh, that was strong.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get this piece.
Hey, remember when we were at home and you're at the woods very far away? We can see you doing the fire when we are at home and we can see you.
You can see the fire from the house?
Yeah, and a small thingy right there on this. Oh my gosh. That's heavy.
That is really heavy. Can you feel it in the machine? Feel how the machine had to put a little more effort into it? That's how you know something's heavy. You can listen to the machine. The machine will tell you what it wants to do. You just have to listen to it.
Is that a small grabber right there?
Yeah, so the small grabber, that's called a thumb. Like you have a thumb on your hand, that small grabber is called a thumb.
So like I said, and you guys probably heard it, she had a blast. And I had a good time too. It's always fun when you can get your kids involved in projects. I think it kind of teaches them a little bit of appreciation of the amount of work that goes into these projects. And if anything, it's just a good time and kind of a good stress relief because you get to have a few laughs. And if you guys were paying attention, you might have noticed she taught me something about that 304. She spotted a broom in there. I had no idea, but there is in fact a little hand broom tucked away in there to help clean out the floorboards. That may be something I start doing in the future. Who knows? Ended up going down to the lot. This is the later that afternoon when Chelsea was home. She had the kiddos, so I headed down, grabbed Dirt Perfect's truck, went back up to the house, got the 304, got it moved back down to the lot for him because he needs it on some jobs. But it will be coming back to the house very shortly to start breaking ground on the YouTube yacht site itself.
So I hope you guys are happy with the way the video turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We got a lot done over this 4-day, but we didn't do a big enough project to make one single video out of, so I just kind of made it all into little clips, and you guys watched the video. You know how it worked out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. What's coming up in the video, you can see my hands are kind of dirty. I got some soot and ashes all over it. We're actually over burning the treetops off of that black oak that the logs came off of right now, getting that finished and cleaned up, and we're gonna start cutting some firewood off of that today. And I know what you're thinking, you don't save firewood. You're right, I don't save a lot of firewood, but oak is really good firewood, and if there's any I'm gonna save, that's definitely gonna be it. Over there's the YouTube yacht project. You guys know what's going on with that. We're hoping to break ground on that next week. I gotta work with Dirt Perfect on some equipment dates. This is obviously his busy time of the year, but we're hoping we can get the 850 moved up possibly next week to start pushing dirt on the lake project, and we're hoping to get the skid steer and 304 up to break ground on that and finish getting the road pushed in and get ready to start forming up for the footers. So lots of awesome stuff coming up. Already said it 2 times I think, but I'll say it again. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are doing good wherever you're at in life. As always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. I get, ooh, that was really close. That was close. You almost said 5 words without messing up. Good job, Mike. High five. High five. It's gonna be a day. It's gonna be a day. A good day.